Uber drivers, what is the wildest pickup you've ever done? On this one night, I received a very strange request for a ride. The request came in, and everything seemed normal. He was 3 miles away, according to his request. As I'm driving to the pickup location, I get a phone call. It's my passenger. Basically he says, "Hey man, I'm not actually at that location. I just had to put that so someone could come get me. I'm too far away from any other drivers, so the app made me put my location in your city, closer to other drivers. Come pick me up at my drop-off location. This is okay with me, because I'm getting paid to go pick him up." To my surprise, he lives over an hour away. Score, this is about to be easy money. About an hour and a half passes, and I roll up to a small little house in a decent area. I text my passenger, "Hey man, this is your driver. I'm outside." "Cool, I'll be out in a second." Out walks a guy, 23 years old, really handsome guy. He could have been a model. Thick brown hair, scruffy facial hair, nice smile, everything. Charismatic and outgoing as well. He has an open bottle of liquor in one hand, and Sprite in the other as he walks to my car. Knowing this is against the law, I'm hesitant to let him in my car. But, I drove over an hour to pick this guy up, so I wasn't about to turn him away because of his drink. He asks me if we can run into an ATM really quickly. I obliged, so I got to the ATM. He gets $10 cash. He gets back in the car, and takes a swig of his liquor, the bottle 3/4 full at this point. I ask him where he wants me to take him tonight. Atlanta. It's not a great part of town that we're going in, but just trust me man, it's all going to be okay. I promise. I'm a calm man, don't worry about that. We hit the road. Atlanta is 2 hours away from where we are at this point. It's a long ride, so we begin talking. I learned a lot about him. He's drunk. He drinks every day, so his drunken state is actually incredibly coherent. He's really smart. Former UGA student. Wanted to be a doctor. Dropped out of school. He's now homeless. Addicted to drugs. Low self-esteem. Doesn't know what to do with his life. He is a self-proclaimed F-up. I find all of this to be interesting. I tend to be decent with people who are troubled in life, so I do what I can to try to talk to this kid. I want to help him. I want to relate to him. To get through to him. He clearly has his hands full with life. I ask him, "What's your favorite thing in the world to do?" Like, "You have 24 hours to do this one thing. What do you do?" "Heroin." "Okay, let's spin the wheel again." Not quite the answer I was looking for. I like heroin. Video games too, but mainly heroin. "Do you think you have a problem?" "Not really. I've been to rehab twice before, but I've never done it for myself. I only went because other people made me." "I see." I get a feel for this guy. He continues drinking his bottle. I'm going to get arrested if I get pulled over with this guy drinking this bottle in my car. F it. Let's keep driving. I've come this far with him. Why not? Pull over. I have to pee. "Bruh, can you wait like 10 minutes? I'm not about to stop on the highway for you to pee. Let me get to a gas station." "Alright, but hurry." We're laughing at this point. He's drunk but still coherent, and I'm driving 90 on the highway so this guy won't pee in my car. Having a good time, enjoying each other's company. Right before I get to the gas station, he accidentally spills his Sprite in my new car. This is where I began to see firsthand his low self-esteem. When he spilled his Sprite, he started cursing himself, talking about how he always F's everything up, about how he can never do anything right. He makes things worse for everyone. I assure him that he's okay. I tell him I'll clean it when we get to the gas station. We arrived. I tell him to go to the bathroom. I clean the spilled drink. No harm, no foul. No big deal. When he comes out, I tell him everything is okay, and the car is as good as new. He's still a little upset, but he gets over it. Back on the road to Atlanta, we talk about politics, religion, and some other things. He passes out in my front seat from his liquor. He tells me to wake him up when we get to Atlanta. "Alright brother, we're here. Now where?" This is where things get interesting, and I mean interesting. He navigates me to a ghetto, run-down, dark apartment. There are cops at every corner in this city, and I'm not exaggerating. Just to give you an idea of how bad this part of town is, he tells me, "I'm going to run inside. I'll be out in 3 minutes. Please, do not leave me here. Please, I'm begging you. I know it's scary here, but please don't leave me in this part of town. After this, you can leave me wherever you want, but please don't leave me here. I have no idea what we're doing at this terrible place, but I've found myself here at 4 a.m. with this guy." He gets out of my car, and runs to the 3rd story of the apartment. 2 minutes goes by, and he's right back out in my car. "Alright man, we can go now." What the hell was that about man? "I had to buy my drugs." "Ready?" "What did you buy?" "Heroin. I just drove this guy 2 hours to a crack house. I'm gonna effing die tonight. I'm gonna die." We pull out of the dark parking lot. I'm just back into the main street, and he tells me to pull over to the side of the road. I oblige. He gets out, runs into the woods, and comes back with a bag. He grabbed his needles. This kid is now sitting in my front seat with heroin. He takes off his shoe and sock, ties his shoelaces around his ankle. He inserts the needle into his foot. This man is using heroin while I'm driving my car. At any second, he could stab me with this needle, drug me, and kill me. I am going to get effing thrown in prison with this guy. I'm transporting drugs. Wow. F it. I've gone this far with this kid. I'm not backing out now. I've got to do something. I'm gonna help this kid. "How much did you just buy?" $10 worth. "Why?" "Listen man, you've got a problem. You just spent $175 in rides to get to Atlanta, for $10 worth of drugs. Do you see the problem here?" He stays silent. The heroin kicks in almost immediately. He's drowsy as hell, incoherent at this point, trying to stay awake. He injected more than he realized, and his heart is slowing. He assures me he's not going to die. Yeah, please don't die. That'd be great if you didn't die right now. He lets out a little laugh. He's about to pass out, but he tells me to take him to a gas station. I took him to the one he requested. He gets out of my car, and stumbles into the woods at the gas station. I am watching his every move, seeing if he is going to rob this gas station, or whatever it is he is doing. He starts digging in the ground, like a dog who is making a hole. He's digging for about 3 solid minutes, then he makes his way back to my car. He found his crack that he had his last week, when he thought the cops were following him. He then buys vinegar at the gas station. He then dilutes his crack rock in the vinegar, and starts shooting up crack into his foot in my car. Take me to the hospital. I need to go to rehab. Seriously? Yes, you're right, I'm addicted. When you told me how much I spent on the ride to buy my drugs, that was a wake-up call. At this point, he's on the verge of tears, and so am I. I took him to the hospital. On the way there, he starts crying. You've been a better friend to me than anyone I've ever known. Why? I don't get it. There must be a reason that you were the one who was sent to pick me up tonight. It's a sign. I don't know who you are, but you've been a better friend to me tonight than I've ever had in my life. Why are you helping me? I'm a F up. You should have left me hours ago. I'm crying while driving this guy. I don't know why I do these things, man. I just care about you. I want you to get better. Thanks. Nobody has ever cared. We got to rehab at the hospital. I walk in to check this guy in. He stays in the car. I tell the receptionist what's going on. I'm an Uber driver. There is a guy in my car right now who is strung out on crack and heroin. He needs to go to rehab. Whoa, what's going on? Let me come see what's going on. The receptionist follows me to my car, along with the effing policeman, who was sitting next to him at the front desk. The cop is a huge dick at this point. He tells my passenger to get out of my car and put his hands up. After searching him, he tells him to gather his paraphernalia, needles and whatnot, and he takes him inside. Officer tells me to follow. He is interrogating the kid, just relentlessly questioning him, and the kid is crying. He keeps saying, I don't want to go back to jail. I just want help. I don't want to do this anymore. I step in and pretty much tell the officer to chill out, and quit intimidating the guy. The officer then pulls me aside and threatens to arrest me. He backs off the kid, and starts interrogating me, telling me that I'm just as guilty as he is, and that I should be in prison right now. During his interrogation with me, the passenger says that I know nothing. I'm just an Uber driver. After my passenger mentions that, the officer tells me to get the hell out of there. I left.